my beautiful people? This is your life and relationship coach, Court. And today's topic is going to be about a message from one of my Instagram followers asking, is he a narcissist or am I? It's a very common thing to ask yourself for people that are actually in relationships with people on the spectrum of NPD, narcissistic personality disorder. They have a very hard time accepting the fact that something is wrong with the person that they're with. And what happens is that person that they're with, the narcissist, is really good at making you feel as if everything is your fault. They make you feel like you're to blame for everything and you're totally worthless. Like they make you feel like you're lesser beings than them. So when you're dealing with people coming out of relationships with people that are narcissists, they're going to be very damaged and they're going to need to really recalibrate their brain depending on how long they've been with that person. But narcissists are really good at pulling people back into relationships. And I'm going to go into this message. She talked about how he's an on and off again boyfriend. They are really good at, there's phases, all right? There's 3 phases. The first stage is they'll idolize you. And then they'll devalue you, and then they'll discard you. So the first stage of idolization is where they really hook you, because they'll bring you in, make you feel like you are the one. You are the one and only person that they've always wanted to be with. And then over time, once you damage their ego a little bit, or you make them feel as if they're less than you, because right away they feel like they're more than you. And they'll continue, even after they discard you, they'll continue to make you feel as if you're not the person for them. But they'll continue to keep you around because they have this thing called narcissistic supply, your supply. And if you're going to make them feel good about themselves, you're going to validate them and make them feel as if they're worthy, because narcissists are really empty inside. They're like a shell of a human being, really. And it's not, I'm not trying to knock them or anything. It's just the way that they're wired. They really feel empty inside. So I'm gonna get to this message, all right? Okay, just making sure. I'm going into a second part of the conversation we had. She asked that question, am I a narcissist or is he? And she's like, how do I find out what a narcissist is? There's a lot of content out there that you can find talking about narcissists. So it's not really difficult to find to the message. Okay, just making sure. Because I told her, I said, the fact that you're reaching out to me and you're asking me about narcissistic people, most likely you're not a narcissist, because narcissists, they're good at pretending like they understand you and they can empathize with you, but realistically they can't. They'll post memes and stuff and make it feel as if, I'm really just feeling this heartfelt person. It's an act. They can't feel. It's just the way they're wired. It's just the way things that they went through in life. Back to the message. I'm going to get to it. All right. I'm going to get to it. Happy Friday, everybody. Okay, just making sure. I've been triggered by an on and off again boyfriend. I stayed quiet and it hurt me so much it left me confused. I'm emotional, so I cried for the most part. And this is a woman. Of course you're emotional. You guys, that's how you operate. You operate from emotions. So you're watching this. Don't beat yourself up for being emotional. That's another thing that narcissists will do to you. They'll make you feel like you're so flawed and you're so damaged. And for being a woman, you're going to be emotional. You have these hormones raging through you that men can't understand. So don't beat yourself up about that. He told me I was always the problem, and his voice over the phone seemed like he was always irritated with me. I don't know, just wanted to really find out what a narcissist was. So if you're still contacting a narcissist, first off, it seems like he's trying to discard you. But narcissists, they have a tendency to leech on to people who are empaths, or empaths attract narcissists a lot. It's because they have that empaths have that nurturing soul and that nurturing spirit that narcissists just can't. They can never reproduce. They can never quite mimic it. They will mimic it. They'll try, but they just deep down they just can't do it. It's because it's just the way they're wired. And I look online. I get discouraged and disappointed about people who post these things about narcissists, because they really cut them down and make them feel like they're just lesser human beings. Talk about how they're spawns from the devil, and it really sucks that they get that bad of a rep. But it's almost, a person who was born with some type of mental cognitive delays, you wouldn't completely blame them for the way that they are, right? I mean, it's just the way that they're wired. Going on, she said, I've been in love once, and it's with my on and off again boyfriend. I was looking for love, found it, but it really tears me apart. I can't vent to him, but he's perfect. Exactly what I asked for, except the other side that keeps me running the opposite way. Did you hear that part, ladies and gentlemen? He's perfect. And that's exactly what he wants you to believe. That's exactly the way that he wants you to view him, as perfect. Because as long as you view him as perfect, you'll never be able to move on. You'll never be able to go out and find somebody else, because you have that one person that is just perfect. That's the one and only. But it's not. It's false. It's fake. If you want to be with him so bad, okay, and you want to be in this committed relationship with him, why are you on again, off again? It's because you're stuck in this cycle of him coming back into the picture, idolize. They'll bring you back. They call it hoovering, like the vacuum. They'll hoover you back into them, into their world, to get whatever they need out of you. The narcissistic supply, where you can boost them up, make them feel good, maybe cook for them, maybe provide food, provide money, and they'll stay around until they find somebody who they feel they value more than you, and then they'll be moved up the priority list. They'll be the number one. So you're basically on the bench. They'll put you on the bench and make you wait on them to bring you back into the picture. They're good at that. I mean, think about it. This lady, I want to say she's a little over 30. She may be, sorry, if I got that off wrong, I apologize. I know women don't play about their age. But either way, if you're dealing with a man that's been doing this for 30 years or so, he's good at it. He is a master at it. It's a survival technique, of course. It's a way to protect his own ego, as well as get ahead in life and to get the things that he wants. So I'm going to give her a call. We need to talk. We need to have an actual talk. Probably do that this weekend, but yeah, look at the 3 phases of a narcissist. It's a cycle. They'll bring you in. They'll love bomb you. They'll say, "Oh man, you're the best. I love you so much. You're the best cook. Oh, you're a great mom." And then they'll start to devalue you. They'll start to say, "Yeah, I've seen better. I've seen better moms. This food, it beats hunger by a hair." And then they'll start to discard you. And the way that there's signs when a person starts to discard you. From what I've learned, you'll start to see new people come into the picture. They'll start to get real secretive about a lot of things that goes on in their lives, and with their phones, they'll get very secretive. And this is just things I've learned through training and people that I've coached. And that's called triangulation. They'll start to shift around and move somebody else into your position. And it almost doesn't, it's not even just about finding another romantic spouse. They can sub you out with other friends. They can sub you out with family members, they're just really good at what they do. And they will continue to, sorry, I just got a message. My bad. They will continue to keep you in the background to make sure that you don't go anywhere because you're benefiting. I watched this one guy. I'm subscribed to several YouTube like narcissists, like world-renowned guys that really get this stuff. I lost my train of thought. Oh, they call it the harem. Like they consider it like a if you're thinking of first thing I think about when Paul Walker died, and they showed all of his cars that he had, and they went through. He had a boatload of cars, and he had this really large garage, and that's what narcissists do. Like narcissists will have this really large garage of people. They'll never completely cut off their old ex-girlfriends. They'll keep them in the picture. They'll keep them around. Like maybe they'll throw them little like breadcrumbs of attention. And that's where the on again, off again comes into the picture. Is when it's not your turn and somebody else is doing more for them, or they're benefiting from somebody else that's more than you, that's of more value at the moment than you. Because if you're a really good supply, if you're somebody who really was able to understand them, care for them, love them, they will never completely discard you. Because what they're doing is they're trying to find somebody else to replace you. When they realize that they can't find somebody that's going to give you that much of a high and that much of a feeling that you give them, they won't completely discard you. So what you should do is just completely cut them off. And realistically, they're empty. So when you cut them off, they don't have anything. They basically live vicariously through you and your caring heart and your caring soul. And then when they suck all that life out of you, that's when they'll discard you because you're no longer valued. But you got to stay the same person you are, which is really hard to do when you're in a relationship with a narcissist. It's not possible because they're sucking it all out of you. All right. I'm rambling now, but I just love doing this. I love giving you guys knowledge. I wasn't even going to do a video today, but she messaged me and it's my purpose. I'm in purpose. I'm living in purpose. Dr. Wayne Dyer said, "Do not die with music still in you." And if I was to pass today, I would feel, or if I was to fall on my sick bed today, I feel as if I've done what God told me to do and what he's continuing to tell me to do. I don't know if you guys believe in God or not, or if you believe in Buddha or the higher being, or if you're Muslim. I'm in my calling. I'm in purpose. But if you want my help for one-on-one coaching, go to my website, www.fruitfulseeds.com. Send me an email from there. I've got new merchandise up, which is, I think it's pretty good. I'm also designing a few other things that are coming down in the works here. So am I a narcissist? To wrap it up, am I a narcissist or is he? If you're asking, are you a narcissist? Chances are you're not. Or we all have narcissistic tendencies in us. It's a form of survival. You got to be kind of cocky and kind of a narcissist and feel like you're the best when you want to succeed in anything that you do. And that can be sports, work, relationships, parenting. But NPD in particular, narcissistic personality disorder, is a specific cluster of thinking. And if you're asking me, narcissists don't care about mental health. They don't care if they're narcissists or not because they're not the problem. Everybody else is. Everybody around them is the problem. I'm perfectly fine. Actually, I had a friend who called out a narcissist, and he got extremely offended from what I was told. He was like, don't ever talk to me again. I can't believe you would say something like that. Oh, and by the way, what's a narcissist? Because they don't care. All right. Have a good weekend, y'all. Go follow my website, my YouTube channel, Coach Courtney Gatlin, on YouTube. Got over 15,000 views. Just, whew, wow. Somebody had to see this ugly mug 15,000 times. That's funny. Also check the website. If you found any value in this video, please like, comment, share. If you know a narcissist in your life, you want to ruffle their feathers over the weekend, post it on their page. I don't care. You're the one in trouble, not me. I love y'all.